Hello, Sagittarius, my little fire family. How are you, my friends? Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. I'm here to do a weekly reading for you, and whenever you get it, today, tomorrow, next year, whatever. Time is fluid, not linear. So whenever you get it is when you get it. It may resonate today. We'll see what's going on here for you, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Happy birthday, friends. Are you having a birthday today? Let me know when yours is coming up. I'd like to say happy birthday, and so will some of the people in our community. So thanks for doing that. Look, Mercury is not in your sign currently. And so Mercury has gone direct today, but, still throwing a little shade on us, right? But it's doing it from Scorpio right now. So Mercury is going to move back into your sign. It's going to do that on the 16th of December, but it's going to be a little bit of a different feel because you'll be able to make decisions faster, right? Your intuition is going to be on point a little easier, and you'll stop having to think more or over-explain yourself. But I'm just going to say it does pull the filter that you had while Mercury was in retrograde. It pulls the filter just a little bit. So you're going to be just a little more blunt. You're going to be like throwing away the map. Let's strap on the boots and let's just go for the adventure. But nonetheless, yeah, you are being influenced by Mercury, but from Scorpio at this time. And although it's gone direct, yeah, it's still giving us the side eye from Scorpio. Let's find out what's going on for you. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you all about how to find the extended. And if you're interested in a private read, I'll tell you about that as well. Let's find out what's going on for you, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We've got the King of Cups. We've got the Death card. Oh, interesting. And we have Temperance. It feels like you are keeping yourself in balance while something is slowly winding down, coming to an end, or changing. It feels like it's transition, but you're taking it with alchemy. It feels like you are taking this transition and making it the best sort of transition that you can make, considering the circumstances. And so we do have your energy here, which is Sagittarius. We've got Scorpio, and we were just talking about Mercury bouncing between Sagittarius and Scorpio. But we've got more Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer energy here. King of Cups is here. I feel like something is about to change for you in a big way. It's because of a moment of alchemy, or because you've alchemized the good and the bad, or the things that you've been weighing back and forth. It feels like something is about to come into a place of stability or balance. And it feels like it's because of this death energy here. It feels like something's about to change for you, but it's going to change in a good way. Like it's going to bring you back to who you are. It's going to make you feel more balanced in your own energy and give you back the reins of alchemy. That's what it feels like. So tell me about the King of Cups, because it feels like you're keeping this all sort of to yourself under the surface. It feels like the changes for you might be emotional. They might be things that are happening under the surface. Maybe you're thinking about things. It feels like you're doing it silently, or maybe it has something to do with emotion. Something is changing here because the Death card is Scorpio, and Scorpio is ruled by Mars. And I feel like the destruction of something, and it feels like it happens for the purpose of bringing something back into balance for you here. Healing something. Giving you the power back, or maybe you feel a little more powerful right now. We've got the 10 of Swords. We've got the 9 of Cups. You know what this does feel like, the 10 of Swords and the King of Cups being here? It does feel like what I was just talking about at the very beginning, which is you are now going to be released. It feels like you're going to be released from Mercury being in your side, well, at least it being in retrograde anyway. And for at least a couple of weeks here, it feels like you're releasing something. And it feels like now you can contemplate what you're going to do next. And you're waiting for the changes that you knew were happening in the new moon in Scorpio. They're about to show up for you. And I feel like the 9 of Cups is telling me that wish fulfillment is about to show up. It's on your doorstep. And as I said that, I just got a little bit of excited, like a little ping of excitement here for you. It feels like something exciting is about to happen. And it is transitional, transformation. And I know that you're okay with change, but it feels like what you're releasing, it might be that the 10 of Swords is giving me, it's not giving me, a terrible ending. That's not what it's giving me here. As it's up next to the King of Cups, it's giving me something that's mutable or soft. And it feels like it's muting some sort of healing process, some sort of relief or release is what it feels like. And it's clearing, it feels like it's clearing energy so it can invite it, you can invite in whatever makes you happiest. I think you're calling in what you are, and I think the Nine of Cups is what you are, which is you have built some sort of happiness based on healing. You finally come to this point where you decide, I'm happy enough, now it's time to move forward. It feels like you have healed some sort of burnout, I'm going to say. For those of you who are feeling a little bit more energized or a little bit better, look, when Mercury is in Sagittarius, it's like you're holding back. You're not saying it. You're hesitating. You're not as clear in the mind. And I feel like this is almost like this feeling of you're being released from that so you can now heal or be happy with. Heal this Nine of Wands here, because the Nine of Wands, it does feel like, I feel like that possibly Mercury here was giving you this moment of grounding. Like it was holding you back from maybe doing a little more damage verbally, or it feels like it was a holdback period, but it feels like it was exhausting to do that. I feel like you're being released from that now, and I feel like wish fulfillment now is here. And I think that it's very close because Temperance is here connected to the Nine of Cups. Moment of alchemy is coming to give you your wish fulfillment because the transition period, I feel, is over. I feel like you no longer have to hold something under the surface. Let's talk about the Death card. Tell me what is changing here, because it does feel like it's the end of feeling this tense energy of having to hold back. That's what it feels like. Tell me about the Death card. We've got the Justice card. Oh, I kind of love that actually with the Death card here. That feels really good. I'm an energy reader. It feels, when I combine the energy of death and justice, it feels like it's a justified ending that brings harmony. Everything goes back to its natural state, or something is made well again because Temperance is here. We've got the Two of Swords. We've got the Queen of Swords, walking to the beat of your own drum. I feel like you've decided to not hold back, to start making your own decisions. And I feel like you feel like it's a good decision. It feels like it's a good thing to do, no longer holding back. I'm going to start saying things that I want to say, right? This Queen of Swords is beating to her own drum, right? And the Two of Swords tells me I'm going to make those decisions that I was holding back from making. And it feels like that this is like you're feeling restored, I'm going to say, with Temperance here and the Judgment card here. It feels like you're feeling restored. You're feeling more clear in the mind. You're feeling like, I was doing the shot in the dark thing and I was hurting people, or possibly I said something that hurt somebody, but now I'm just going to move forward and I'm going to liberate myself from that. I'm not going to have that thing going on in my head where I keep terrorizing myself about the thing that I said. I'm not going to do that anymore. It feels like, we've got two cards of Libra here. We got Libra here. We got a lot of balance, and I think things are moving in the right direction here. It feels like things are coming back into balance, back into harmony, that you have completed some sort of a cycle that has now released you, and it's time for you to move forward and feel better about some sort of decision that's coming up. It feels like a wish fulfillment. Maybe it's not a decision, but it could be. But it's something you've been thinking about and you haven't really been able to do. But now that you're in this clarity, right? We've got 4 swords here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We've got 4 swords here. Now that you've got this clarity or stability of the mind here, it feels like you can now welcome Temperance. We've got the World card. We've got the 6 of Pentacles. And we've got the 5 of Swords. It does feel like you are letting something go, closing a chapter and healing it and saying, you know what, it is what it is. We did have words. Possibly we did have a disagreement. Maybe you disagreed with a group of friends. People I think, who you were in even reciprocal energy with. It feels like there might be some things that we don't necessarily agree on, but I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to close this chapter at we can agree to disagree. And I feel like that's how you're going to heal it. I feel like this is a milestone because I think I'm talking to somebody who would be the person who would just stand on business and just say, no, if you don't believe like I don't believe, then you need to get out of my house. I don't think you're doing that anymore. It feels like a little more of a flexible energy. It feels like it's no longer this or that, yes or no. It feels like now we can just coexist. We can just get along. And I'm just going to close this chapter so I can heal. Because I just want to give you reciprocal energy and I don't want to fight anymore. I don't want to fight about those things anymore. Yeah, let's move on from it. I love it. Let's pick a different goal. Let's focus on that thing and let's get there together. 6 of Cups. I love it. The 6 of Swords is here to say that's already in motion. So the 6 of Swords is moving from this place of mental chaos, right? And it could have been too much thinking, too much overthinking. But I feel like it's the transition from possibly having, Mercury popping in and out of your sign. It feels like it's something that is now coming to a place of clarity and no more chaos, calmer waters. We're now moving slowly. We've decided that we're going to look at the things that join us rather than the things that pull us apart. We've all got the same goal. Like, that's what it feels like. It feels like this is like a tense moment of, look, we all have the same goal. We just want to get to the end, right? We just want to get to the outcome. And we have to do it, and we're going to have to reassess along the way. We're not always going to agree, and that's okay. But the 6 of Cups tells me, let's do it together. Let's do it as a group. Let's do it because, you know what? That's what we've always done. I'm thinking about the friendship we've built. We are a family, or we've been in this relationship for this long. Can we just look at the same goal together, and can we move from the chaotic way that we were acting with each other, and can we just move forward? It feels like I was just saying, pulling on your boots and saying, let's throw away the map, right? Let's just figure out what our end result is, and let's try and just enjoy the journey instead of looking at every single thing, going over everything, fighting about every single thing, and all the things that we disagree about. There's just no point in doing that. So it does feel like you're being released from some sort of deeply emotional cycle here, and where everything was maybe on your last nerve. That's what it feels like with this 10 of Swords being a little bit of frayed nerves, right? It feels like everything was on your last nerve here, and I feel like things are about to settle themselves. Let's talk about this King of Cups and the 10 of Swords, because I feel like you're being released from something that was trapped beneath. I feel like you're able to release something here. We've got the King of Pentacles. I kind of love that because this particular depiction of the King of Pentacles is of the King of Pentacles who's realizing that there are obstacles that will come up. There are always going to be obstacles in the future, but I've got the wheel. I'm going to be able to navigate those things. And I'm, the Taurus energy in here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus energy can be like screaming at the mountain to move. But I know the mountain will not move, so I'm going to learn how to navigate around the issues. And so I feel like you're releasing something that you were carrying deep down here that was kind of on your last nerve and fraying everything until death shows up and transmutes everything, transforms everything. We've got the 8 of Swords in the reverse. I love it. We've got the Devil. Look, I feel like you have broke the chains that were binding you here. It feels like the 8 of Swords tells me, and the 10 of Swords, I'm just going to release it. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to release it. I'm going to navigate around the biggest things that are in the way in terms of my relationship, my friendships, or my family, or maybe even the workplace. But the Devil is like stuck, right? Being stuck or bound to something. And it's doing the same thing over and over, expecting to get a different result, but doing the same thing over and over. And it's like the definition of insanity. So I feel like somebody finally releases themselves from whatever was binding you. And I think what was binding you here was a little bit of stubborn energy. And it doesn't matter what your sign is. We all have this. Sometimes we don't want things to change. and it ends up being inflexibility. And at some point, all of us go through a place where we don't want to change. We don't like change. We don't want change. And we're slow to make change. It's not like Taurus can't make change, but they're slow to make change. So I feel like there was something deeply emotional for you. It's time for you to navigate around the things that won't move. And I think you're doing it now because the Eight of Swords tells me that you become a little more flexible with the way you're thinking and no longer stuck or bound to whatever thought process or emotional thing you were stuck to. You're being released because the Death card is in town. We've got the Empress energy on the bottom of the deck. We've got the King of Swords. I really love that because it's like I'm being very honest and truthful, but I'm very sharp of the mind. I know why I'm here. I know why I am in the Empress energy because I have wisdom. I feel like this is something you've learned. I feel like that this particular time that the planetary placements for you, Sag, are teaching you lessons to give you wisdom so you can continue to move forward with clarity of the mind here so you don't have anything to feel regretful about. I feel like you get some clarity, you make some decisions, 2 swords here, hard decisions are made easy now, and it feels like you can now birth a new cycle or a new season. And, we're out of a new moon, we're approaching another full moon at the beginning of December in Gemini, but we're still in this the feelings of the new moon energy, which is a new cycle, right? And so I feel like you're now ready to birth something that is brand new here. So I feel like what's going on here with this 9 of Wands is that you're being released from this burnout energy that you were in, and you're feeling a little more energized is what it feels like. We've got the 3 of Swords. Yeah, the 2 of Pentacles is here with the Page of Pentacles. Like the 2 of Pentacles is like the wobbly stage, right? It's like things are moving too fast and I can barely keep up and I feel like I got to keep all the balls in the air and it's heartbreaking or disappointing. It's hard for me to deal with. But then the Page of Pentacles comes along and gives us a little bit of stability and a little bit of positive reinforcement because now we're getting a little more stability under us. Now we're growing some sort of foundation. So I feel like you are being relieved or released from some sort of burnout phase that you were in because everything is changing, transforming. And I think what's changing mostly is your mind. You've made a decision or you're changing the way you think and you've decided you're going to navigate around some things instead of meeting those things head on and screaming at the mountain to move because the mountain is not going to move. And I feel like this is the wrapping up of that cycle. That's what it feels like. We're going to carry on towards the goal, the united goal that we have so we can do it together like we always used to. We're going to go into the extended and we're going to talk more about this because we're going to talk about what this transition is and what you changed your mind from. Like why you were stuck there and how you changed your mind and what you're going to do to navigate things, because I feel like with this World card here that you've completed some sort of really important cycle where you were no longer arguing with people about their stance on things, and now you've decided to just go to the calmer place and let's go to this outcome. Let's get there together. Let's yes, do it analytically. But let's do it in the kindest way that we can because we are lovers, we are friends, we are family. We have a lot of water under the bridge, right? Let's not break it because of the 5 of Swords, because of the way we're thinking or the way we're talking, or that we have separate political views, or I feel like somebody here wants to make it work. So we do have the 4 of Swords, we have the 3 of Wands, and we have the 6 of Wands. It feels like we're going to get together, give each other support in the future, because now I have clarity of mind, right? 4 of Swords is here. Look, we're going to go into the extended. If you'd like to be there, please look at the top of the comments. There is one pinned comment. It will, if you click on that pinned comment, click on more, it'll open up and show you that you can go to the membership area if you would like at least 4 extendeds in a month. If you would like to purchase this extended outright, then you can do that. There is a link there for that as well. If you are interested in a private reading, I do both live and pre-recorded private readings. The pre-recorded private readings begin at $25 and go from there. Just click on the link from Hypsee. You'll see all the packages. I have quite a few, and you can pick for what you want from there. But I also do in text. I will take a text reading for you. I do 80 words a minute. We can communicate pretty good in text. Or we can do it face-to-face through video, or we can do it over the phone. So if you'd like to do that, you can get anywhere between 5 and 75% off those live readings. I'm going to go for now into the extended. And if I see you there, great. And if I don't, if this is where we part, that's cool, because I'll be back, Sag. I'm always back. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.